Yo, this is Supermax Hernandez, and you're watching Countdown City WrestleCast. Boom! I got it.
What's up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast, sometimes also known as the Countdown City Claudio / Bailey cast. Conspicuous by his absence.
Cast.
I'll take it. Our host, JC, is feeling a little bit under the weather, so he will not be joining us today. So hopefully he feels better. Nothing serious, I think, but just feeling a little sick. So I am your host today. It's Big Mike. We are barreling through 2022 Electric Boogaloo as we keep going through. And with us today, we got Tommy.
Hello.
All right. And so today, we are going to mainly be talking about our amazing experience at Mission Pro Wrestling Hard Days Night this past Saturday. Yes. It was quite the show. We had a great time. So remember, guys, before we get started, follow us on Twitter at @CCG_WrestleCast and on the YouTube at Countdown City Geekcasts, where you will find us all the time talking about the wrestling and other pop culture things. Mm-hmm. All right. So first, we got Hassan. Welcome. Says hi there. Also, Burnsy's in the chat. And as Dr. Nick says,
everybody.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Dr. Nick. All right. So before we get going, any general wrestling news outside of Mission Pro before we talk about? I do have one thing that I just found out a little bit earlier.
I was going to say, I think you have one. I have one. I have one thing too, but I think you have one before me.
Okay. Well, I'll go with mine first real quick. Apparently on NXT 2.0 last night, we finally got the reuniting briefly of Index, the greatest love story of our wrestling generation, because mainly it was a wedding that nothing got messed up and they stuck together afterwards. But great characters. If you've been following, and we've kind of been talking about it the last few weeks, Raw, SmackDown, things have been getting a little bit better. The Triple H influence is starting to be shown, not just in the people he's bringing back, but kind of in the storyline. Yeah, so we saw Dexter showing up in the backstage of Raw. Apparently this past Monday, he kidnapped The Miz. And then in something we have not seen in WWE before, they had continuity between an NXT storyline and the main roster. Where, I mean, you laugh, but you know it's true, right?
It's true. It's true. I was surprised that was acknowledged as well.
Yeah, so apparently so I didn't watch everything, but I saw a clip. Indy's on the apron with the mic. Dexter comes out. They reunite in the ring with their little weird slide. They embrace, they kiss, he carries her out. And then he turns himself into the cops and he says, goodbye for now. We talked about it last week. I hope this means that Indy call up to the main roster because the way's there. You had Gargano come back on Monday. Interact with Theory. Now you got Dexter that was there. Bring Indy in, and like I said, when Candice is ready, because obviously she's just still being a mom. Hopefully she'll show up there too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty confident at this point she'll probably show back up too. So we'll see.
Yeah, would love to see that. All right, Tommy, what was your news for this week?
It's my friend saying, well, good, Triple H is doing the bare minimum, but it's still like compared to what was going on before he did it. He's letting the wrestlers do the Twitch channel and the third party thing again. And, it's like, yeah, that's a small thing that everyone should be allowing, but they weren't. And the fact that he's now letting them do that again is really good. I'm trying to give Triple H all the benefit of the doubt because to me, he came in having to dump water out of a sinking ship. And not saying sinking ship in the way that OW is going out of business. No, just in the sinking ship in the way that he had to put out so many fires just to have people come watch again and to bring people back. Because I'm sure it was not easy to convince Karrion Kross, Scarlett, Dexter and Johnny Gargano to like just come. I'm sure they
hit
wanted
row?
to and hit row. And I say that they wouldn't. Yeah, row. Well, I'm kind of cool either way right now. We'll see what happens later in the future.
Yeah.
But I feel like even though they were like, yeah, cool for WWE, they were kind of like, we've already been through this, so I don't know if we want to do it again. But I'm sure Triple H knew what to say. I mean, and I'm sure the checks are nice and good for them. Make your money. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking the check part, but but I feel like I just gotta get Triple H the benefit of the doubt to have to come into this and basically from day one just have to put on a smoke protective gear, his own oxygen mask, and with a constant fire hose, basically saying un-F this, un-F that, un-F that in particular. And props to him for doing all he's doing.
But also it is, but at the same time, I feel like it's such simple things, right?
Yeah.
Like we talked about too. We haven't really seen. I mean, I think there was the one thing with the picture of Ezekiel's family, but it wasn't a very long segment, But we don't see those little goofy segments where they were done for the sole purpose of Vince McMahon. Like, more than enough people who have worked there have come out and said, yeah, sometimes that's literally just done for one man's enjoyment, and that is it, right? And you don't really see that as much, at least in the first couple of weeks. Obviously, we're in a honeymoon period because of the changes, because it's more entertaining. We're getting callbacks to NXT Black and Gold, which I think all of us have a soft spot for in our heart. Every time they show like old Black and Gold NXT clips, I'm just like, remember takeovers and remember when they were super awesome and they were just Saturday night was better than Sunday night all the time for pay-per-views. So all those little things, and it's funny because back the last couple of years of WWE that we have kind of stopped watching it. We said like they would have pay-per-views and people like the pay-per-view was really good. It was never the wrestlers and the wrestling that was the problem. It was they were saddled with. Now you unsaddle some of that from them, and now it's entertaining again. So I really enjoy that so far, for the most part with what they've been presenting.
Yeah, well, I've said this entire time. It's like WWE TV was hard to watch, but then again, you would get a good Miz segment, which almost any segment with the Miz is good. And I could watch Miz talk on a microphone all day long. Guys like the Miz or hearing the Miz talk, watching him wrestle, AJ Styles, Bobby Lashley, all these guys their talent, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, that was never the problem. It was like how they were presented. You can have the best story, the best book, best movie, best wrestling in the world. If it's presented not well, you lose interest really fast. And my thing is that now they have someone who can present them right. And I'm not always going to knock doing stuff for the entertainment of like, one person when it's done moderately. Like, like I'm sure there's going to be some segments that Triple H, Shawn Michaels are going to be like, this is going to be funny. Let's do it. But but it's not going to happen so much where it bogs down the entire show. I feel because I feel like they know that doesn't work in the long run. And also, it's just good to see some of these guys let their actual personalities come out again. Like when Drew McIntyre just had enough of being called the Chosen One thing, which I'm sure he had got sick of hearing that long before then.
Yeah.
And then you get Kevin Owens being back to the prize fighter, and we're almost back to Kill Steen Kill Kevin Owens. I miss Kill. I miss Kill Steen Kill. That was like one of my favorite because I think it was in San Antonio because I think he had won a match to be number one contender, and he yelled when I get my shot, it won't be fight Steen fight, it'll be kill Steen kill. And I was like, I miss that, because that was such a fun era of ROH when Kevin Steen was just an absolute madman. So I'm glad we're getting some of that back because that's arguably when he's at his best. And honestly, well, I take that back. Any Kevin Owens is at his best. I don't care what anyone says about how he looks, his weight, his gear, his attire. Kevin Owens was built for pro wrestling, and he just is. And I'm glad Triple H knew that going in with him.
Yes, but I think it's also fair to say he was stuck he was stuck giving a character at times that wasn't his strengths.
This
And
is
while
true.
he was still doing well with it, like you said, coming back to this prize fighter, the old "I'm just going to beat you up" and that kind of thing, it works great for him.
Yeah. And to play devil's advocate here, I can't entirely blame WWE for that because that would happen to him even in ROH. So as much as like, oh yeah, WWE did that, I was like, yeah, but Ring of Honor kind of screwed him over for a little while first. So
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. All right. Other news as we move forward, just a couple things. Obviously, tomorrow night on Dynamite, we have Punk and Moxley having their unification match before the
yeah,
pay-per-view. At least right now. Let's see what the story unfolds. Obviously, I think it's not going to go smoothly per se, but real interested to see that.
okay.
Also, go ahead.
I was gonna say, okay, so we don't discuss rumors a lot, but I know people have heard the rumor that apparently that the entire locker room was mad last week. At least that's what was said repeatedly for like 24 solid hours, and then you heard literally nothing after that. So I'm wondering. I'm not saying that someone wasn't told or didn't hear that. I'm just like wondering. Okay, I'm wondering, was that just to get everyone watching this coming Wednesday to see what happens? I'm not mad if that's the case. I'm just wondering what's going on. But
I don't know. I think there may have been some exaggeration. If his calling out, if Punk's calling out of Hangman was not scheduled, and obviously because he didn't come out, so that I love what they did on BTE with it. By the way,
Yeah,
so whatever happened, Hangman's taking it whatever well in stride. But I could imagine there are people backstage who were upset about that because I guess that's seen as going into business for yourself if as you were knowing that Hangman wasn't scheduled to come out. Um, and so, yeah, I could understand, but I think obviously there's always some exaggeration to those about the level of actual, upset or what's going on. I mean, I think
yeah,
a lot of those guys that aren't involved, like I know you posted the picture with him and Dax,
yeah.
yeah, from FTR. Like I think there's a lot of people in the back that are probably they're cool with each other. They're cool with both sides. They don't want to necessarily get in the middle, but stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm looking forward to that match and kind of what comes out of it. Also, another interesting story from last week was the battle for Daniel Garcia's soul. Um, the,
Yeah.
the Daniel Bryan Garcia 2 out of 3 falls match was amazing. 1 week after the Jericho Moxley match, just great matches. I know we've kind of, for the first time in a while, been really big on WWE, and it's almost like we don't talk AEW as much, but it's not like they're slacking off. They're bringing haymakers with some of these matches, and then
Yeah.
of course, to kind of connect us into our next thing, we're going to talk about someone we saw this weekend is going to be facing Dr. Britt Baker on Dynamite, which is Kylan King, and apparently.
Yeah.
Not only that, I just saw on Dark or Dark Elevation, whatever their Tuesday night show is, they had a little thing on there, and she actually got a beat down on Britt Baker, which
Oh,
seems like a good sign for a talent who's, as far as we know, not officially signed for like the main roster show. So
yeah.
that's pretty good. So I think also it's because they're going to be in Cleveland tomorrow night, and I think Kylan's from Cleveland, so they may be playing into that. Um,
Okay.
it's always hard to tell with Britt Baker as far as the way they push her because. Um, I mean, I wouldn't imagine she would lose, but if you're trying to bring in another talent like Kylan King, I mean, hey,
I mean,
Tommy, I think these comments is directed to you.
so Tony,
So Tommy gave me fire
I
to tonight. So
I did not I did not do nothing of the sort about I did
uh, so so Maddie B, let us know when your birthday is. You want Funko Pops. It's clear that you're looking on the search for them. So we'll get some stuff together and we'll just get you a whole load of Funko Pops to work for that. Before I move on, Burnsy in the chat also saying, remember when Triple H ran NXT TakeOver shows where TakeOver shows were better than WWE pay-per-views?
yeah.
Amen. Right there with you, like we were saying. Those shows were great.
Fantastic.
Ted, our fearless leader, joins in. He says, question before we get to MPW. On Twitter, fans are debating who had the better return debut moment, Edge or Punk. What say you?
Ooh.
This isn't as difficult as a question for me. As far as the better moment, it was Edge, because I wasn't expecting Edge to come out at number 20 and 21. He had been retired for 9 years. The Punk moment for me was good too, but you knew it was coming. And it was still emotional, but at least you're like, "Oh, he's back." I'm sitting there watching the Royal Rumble in a stadium, and you hear
No,
and you're
it,
just
no,
like, yeah, it's
yeah.
I had tears in my eyes for Edge's return. So it's uh, what's up, Matty B? Yeah, it's they're both great moments in their own ones, but if you need me to pick one over the other, it would be Edge for me.
It's hard for me to say. They're kind of neck and neck. I part of me wasn't entirely sure if Punk was going to show up. I guess because Punk was such a big influence on me as a teenager, that's where the neck and neck part comes in. But
Sure.
I will say, the Edge one wins out with surprise, like you said, because the second we heard "You Think You Know Me," I thought someone was like being the ultimate heel and like just screwing with the fans' emotions. When that man
MJF.
came running, or the Miz or someone, but but when he came running out of that fog, I legitimately was like, yo, this is actually happening. And so I don't know. I really can't say, to be perfectly honest. I really can't tell which one hit me harder or was more emotional for me. But I can say that if no matter who you are says either one was better, I have no way to argue with you. I legitimately do not. So if you
Fair
say
enough.
Punk's was better, if you say Edge's was better, I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I understand that. And yeah, like I said, for me, it was just because I wasn't expecting it, and we thought he was retired.
Yeah.
So yeah, good question there. But let's get to what we came here to talk about. Let's get
Rosa
on
Negra. I mean,
to.
yeah.
I know, Maddie. I'm sorry, JC couldn't be here, but we will hopefully do
Yeah,
you
she's
justice. B Ninja, no, I'm not gonna share that. I'm not
whoa.
saying you're wrong,
Whoa.
but
I mean, it's accurate, but still.
let's
Damn.
move on.
Oh,
So yes,
okay.
we are here to
Oof.
talk about Mission Pro Wrestling Hard Days Night this past Saturday at the Salvation Army Mission Corps down on Military.
Yeah.
It was an amazing show. Let's just start with the experience in general. Great, amazing time.
Yeah.
Um,
Mission
yeah,
Pro shows do not disappoint as far as the fan atmosphere goes. Like they always make it feel really, really cool.
yeah. And we got our tickets a while ago to sit front row. Um, again, B Ninja, not
Damn
saying
it,
you're
B
wrong.
Ninja.
Just saying I'm not going to say it. Yeah, so sitting front row, getting the VIP was amazing. You had told me last time at the April show that when you sit the VIP, they do the picture with the whole crew. So
Yeah.
that was super awesome. Everyone's really cool when you meet them. So yeah, I had a blast. The whole experience itself. Also, I'm assuming if you're watching this, some of y'all are into Mission Pro. Pretty much every clip that they've shown or that they put online, social media from the show, you see the back of my big noggin, and you see Tommy there front row at the bottom, and especially because a lot of things wound up happening right in front of us. Speaking
Yeah.
of B Ninja, in that one spot of the main event to start the match, they literally fell into his knees because I remember B Ninja being right next to me,
Yeah.
going, "My knee," and I was like,
That
"Oh, and you're
was
right there,
so
buddy."
good.
Yeah. So yeah, amazing experience. So much fun. All the wrestlers. Hey, there we go. Check it out. Me with
Yeah, nice.
my
Nice.
and
I haven't posted
what's also
none of my stuff yet. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
yeah. No, but it's something like that, that picture, like you're in the middle, so obviously you don't see what everyone's doing behind you. Um, but like going back to look at the picture, it's just kind of funny to kind of look at each wrestler. It's like one of those things where every time you look at it, you might notice something a little bit different. Some people making faces, some people not. Just awesome picture to look at, and had a blast. La Rosa Negra giving me a little kiss on the cheek there, or at least on the side of my big dome. I'll take it. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
So,
Rosa Negra.
really cool.
Yeah,
All right. So let's get into some actual matches, moments. Tommy, talk about some individual things that you really enjoyed or that really stood out to you in the matches or in the
man.
show itself.
I gotta say the dark match probably set the tone of just what we were expecting between Johnny Rocket and Diego Rene. I know that was exclusively for not VIP, but just people who got there early because since they're streaming for title match and everything. La Rosa's Frog Splash is always a thing of beauty. It's like one of my favorite Frog Splashes in wrestling. AC Black Rose and JJ Garrett was a dark horse kind of for me. I didn't expect it to be that good. The elimination match and Kylie King versus Genocide were two matches I was not expecting to laugh as much as I did. I was not expecting that. Like, especially Genocide and Kylie King. It's like I'm so used to them being, the rough and toughest fighters on any roster, male or female. It really doesn't matter in my opinion. But like it's just like it reminded me of Chris Hero and Masada at ACW. It's like the last thing I expected was a Hurricane. So yeah,
that whole match started. You were like, there's way more wrestling going on in this match than
and that wasn't an insult. I was just like, there's a lot more scientific things happening here. I thought there would just be a straight fist fight. I'm good either way. I don't care. But I thought a fist fight would break out. But whatever. But I will say one thing Mission Pro is good at. The main event always feels like a main event. Like, it's like the whole card's always good, but the main event, it just has that big fight feel. And props to Jasmine Allure. She brought the fight. Holly did still won. So
she did.
Yeah,
she did. Hey, you know what? Jasmine asked. All she wanted was 1-on-1 to go against a champ, and she got it.
Yeah,
and
she got it.
But so yeah, here's a picture of Jasmine right in front of us. If you ever find the video, Tommy, I don't know if Tommy has a picture available, but his sign says.
I'll post it later.
He's saying, "I'm your number one fan." I think is what the sign said, right?
That is an absolute lie. That is not at all what that sign said. That sign said hashtag lowest tier because
it did.
She lost.
Ted, can you play? I don't know. I hopefully we're cool with that. Can you play that whole video through? Because also, if you look at me, I'm denying association with you.
As you should.
Not me. Not me.
I'm not mad.
I got your back.
Yeah, see?
Such a fun.
Nope, you waving me off.
Yeah,
because the funny part was I'm positive.
Also, Ted, if you get a chance,
for that moment.
Yeah, no, because you didn't put it up to. She wasn't really looking down until she got on the corner and looked down at you. Ted, if you can also search my new Twitter for the picture that Holiday sent of the cutter that Jasmine Allure hit off the apron, that'd also be a good one to show. But let's go through a few things then as we're talking about it. You said so. Dark match: Diego Rene beats Johnny Rocket. I don't remember the exact order, but I'll go through some of the other matches. Was La Rosa Negra Nova Phoenix second? I remember it being pretty early.
They opened the official show. Like they officially started the show. Yeah.
Okay. So that was a great match, like you said. I don't know if you want to talk about the fact that La Rosa Negra likes your wife way more than she likes you, but I think you expect that.
Honestly, that's common. Like most people like my wife way more than they like me. So.
But that was really cool. Y'all's interaction, stuff like that. Nova Phoenix had a good showing. Again, someone new that I haven't seen before. So shout out to her. But yeah, La Rosa Negra, you're right. Her frog splash is sensational. Again, just going through some of these. Okay, JJ Garrett versus Casey Black Rose. You said one of your dark horse matches. There's there's the Rosa Negra
Yes.
frog splash just
How she
right
does
up.
that
I mean, look at
mid-air
that.
before she lands is like,
Yeah,
damn.
just amazing. That's a great picture. Whoever took that picture, that's outstanding. Love the air you see on that. That's great.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, real quick, as we're going through, I was going to say that B Ninja, my whole hairline was shown. Yeah, that whole front row
Yeah.
of us. I don't know B Ninja if you knew the person in between us. She was real cool all night and stuff. But I didn't know the name. But we just all had a good time there in the front row. So much of the action right in front of us in several matches. And then Kylan King Genocide, like sisters, they work well together. That was a hell of a match. We'll get back to that in a second. So JJ Garrett, Casey Blackrose, like I was saying, it was a dark horse. JJ Garrett, the mullet of early '90s Steiner or a Pillman, the athleticism of a man that shouldn't be able to do things. I don't remember if you remember that one particular move where I think Casey was in the corner like sitting. He came in like he was going to headbutt him and then like flipped at the last second, like stood in midair,
Yeah,
like posed,
he
and then flipped, and we were just like, "How did you?" Here's some moves from the show.
yeah.
Casey Blackrose, honestly, very impressive to himself. He did get the win. You should see some amazing moves there. Really good stuff. Very devastating moves. But just great match between those two. Okay, B Ninja, didn't know the person between it, but she was real cool. So shout out. Don't know if you're watching us or thing, but we enjoyed the time hanging out with you there. That was fun. So going into the gauntlet match, we had Ana Diaz, Mia Friday, MJ Santana, Gigi Ray, Queen Aminata, and Wode. And so
And Key
Queen Aminata, Wode interaction.
was a late addition.
Oh, that's right, Key Vibes. Often seen in RCW around here, thrown in there as well.
Yeah,
Another great match.
Hybrid's influence was all over this show, by the way.
Right. And I do want to say too, because again, something that happened right in front of us. I hope Ana Diaz is okay. Apparently, at the end of the part where she got eliminated, we don't know exactly what happened, so I don't want to speculate. But she fell down to the bottom. She was in some obvious pain. Thunder Rosa and someone else came to help her, and she seemed kind of upset. I wasn't sure at first, but they kind of took her to the back. So hope everything's okay with her. We saw that right in front of us.
Yeah.
Mia Friday's impressive. A teenager, that's crazy.
Yeah, my stepdaughter loved her immediately. So
I could imagine. That's really cool. MJ Santana had a good showing. Gigi Ray, both did well in what they did. But Queen Aminata, Wode, they had some great interaction.
They were hilarious.
The gimmick where Queen Aminata was Aminata sitting in the front row for a good 5 minutes, just chilling, watching the match while everyone else was doing stuff. And then on top of that, to perfectly break up a pin, even though, why would you want to break up a pin? But it's okay because the move was impressive to come in and hit that high pump kick on Wode to break it up. So great match. And Wode wound up winning that gauntlet match.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the other things. Another early match in there was the 8-man tag. Texas Treats, Devin Carter, David Kidd versus Brandon Weiss, Zakai Living, Jesse James, Jet Black. So I don't know which of the guys on the heel team, but I have some of their hair still. I did bring it back with me to the
that was
the podcast
Brandon
room.
Weiss.
Okay, so he had some fake hair woven into his braids behind him. And it started falling out throughout the match, and one fell right in front of us. So I kept it. I think there's a picture too. I think I shared it on my Facebook with just the hair on my head.
Yeah, I think I sent it to you, right? Yeah, I sent it to you.
Yeah. So and here's some action from that match.
But see, Jet Black wasn't there. The guy, on the heel team was JP Harlow's tag partner, and I can't remember what his name is for some reason. I don't know why I can't remember his name right now.
Okay, so he didn't. Gotcha.
Jet Black didn't make the show, but I can't remember that guy's name.
Right.
But I don't know why.
Okay.
Anyway.
But again, and we apologize if y'all are watching this and y'all know the people. a lot of these people are new to us. A lot of them, it's the first time for us seeing them. Some people, not the first time, though, of course. We're the Texas Treats, which you just saw. Always great to see those two in the ring.
I
I
still
know all
can't
the
believe the
hybrid
first
kids
time I
love
saw
seeing
them was 2005. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, I think for us was 2007. And I know JC has a special place in his heart for Don Juan, so you know. But yeah, great match there. Bougie Reality versus Goons of Scenic City. Tommy, we had a discussion there at ringside. We don't always agree on when it's okay to do underhanded tactics and when it's not.
True.
Bougie Reality, clearly fan favorites there in the MPW arena at the Salvation Army mission. I don't know if that's what it's called, but I like to.
Sure, why not?
But they were being really heelish, and everyone was okay with it. You were okay with that. The Goons of Scenic City, they called goons, but they were trying to wrestle ethically in the right way.
Yeah.
But Bougie Reality pulling out some cheating, got the win, and everyone seemed okay with it. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like justice needs to be served. But
then they got a beat down afterwards, and that wasn't cool. So
yeah, on top of that
wasn't cool.
But no, a good showing too from Goons of Scenic City. Apparently, it was their first time here.
But wait a minute, because I feel like you let Black Widow get away with a lot of that in her match with Danny B. Before we go too far with that. I feel like you were giving Black Widow a lot of leeway.
Yes, yeah, yeah, that's true. Black Widow versus Danny B. Well, look, there's two very good reasons why. One, Black Widow, Hispanic, wears a lucha mask. Got to support that. That's one reason. And two, Danny B was super impressive, but she was from Oklahoma and she was proud of that. And I don't. The old joke. I know JC's heard it. The best thing to come out of Oklahoma is I-35 because it takes you to Texas. So yeah, but I'm sure I was okay with Black Widow. So I got to be honest though, it was really clever. Oh, here's some scenes from Bougie Reality and the Goons of Scenic City. I mean, for what it's worth though, Bougie Reality, both of them are just really amazing talent. We know obviously how good Maddie is, and I always forget the other one's name. I apologize. The one where the bougie comes from is wait, say it again. Oh, Tommy, I think your audio's having issues. Oh, all right. Well, so we'll give Tommy a minute to hopefully catch up in the audio, come back in. Are you there, Tommy? Okay. Think he might be having a little issues as he does sometimes, but we'll get him going. But yeah, Bougie Reality had a great showing. They got challenged later by Danny B, and she brought in a partner. I forget the name off the bat, but they look like they're going to be fighting at the September show. And then one of the big, some of the big attraction matches.
Sorry.
Oh. It was there for a second.
Can you
Try
hear
it
me?
again. Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you the whole time.
Okay. Yeah. No, we can hear you now. You had just gone out there for a second.
Okay.
Yes. Off that, but then one of the big attraction matches that brought people in, Simon Miller versus JP Harlow. So of course, way back at WrestleMania, B Ninja Charity Kane was the partner Danny B brought in to face Bougie
Charity
Reality.
Kane, that's who
There
she
you
was.
go. Thanks. Simon Miller is was started off at What Culture, the wrestling YouTube channel years ago. I remember seeing him way back when we went to WrestleMania 32. I don't think he did, but I think several of those What Culture people had come down. Those are the guys that are now Cultaholic. Simon stayed at What Culture, but honestly, after that change, he was kind of the only good thing about What Culture. And obviously, he still is because I happened to run into someone I work with there, and that's literally what he was there for. One of the main reasons he was there. He told me at work the other day, how he was doing the thumbs up and the golden thumbs thing. And apparently on one of Simon Miller's last little videos, he said, if you're at the show and you tell me the secret word, you'll get something. And he did. And so Simon was real cool with him. So, yeah, Baby
That's awesome.
Goldberg, doesn't even try to hide it. But he does it pretty well. He's a pretty big dude. So,
yeah. I mean, considering his size, that kind of fits.
and then JP Harlow, gotta give that man so much credit. He is a great heel. You just love to hate him. It's so easy.
I guess.
And there again, as the camera pans across, you see B Ninja's hairline, the person we were chilling with, my big head, Tommy, and then the lovely people there that you were with. Not you, just the people you were with. So, I think your audio's off a little bit there. Yeah.
Happens whenever we do the video thing for some reason. I don't know why my system doesn't
Oh, okay,
like
that
that.
might be. Yeah. That may be what it is. And then, of course, some of the big matches that lead to the main event or affect the main event in some way. Genocide, Kylan King, we've kind of been mentioning her all, but that was an amazing match. Like you said, started off with a lot more wrestling. I said last week, whatever the female version of Big E's two big sweaty men slapping meat, that's what I expected out of this. And it got there eventually.
It got
But
there. Oh yeah,
you were
for sure.
right. They were pulling out wrestling moves left and right, and really quite impressive, to be honest.
I think it's funny because like with wrestlers like that, you forget they can wrestle because you're so used to the big power moves.
Yeah.
But so when they do wrestle, you're like, oh yeah, duh, that's how they got here. So
Yeah, no, but it was a really good match. I love Genocide's character. I love the way she presents it. Super nice. So when I went to go get the 8x10 sign and get a picture with her, she was like, "Let's do the hand or something." And I don't know why. Like I put it in front of my face instead of kind of off to the side. So in my picture with Genocide, like I'm like doing this, but like covering half my face. Probably better for the picture. Like that picture looks, like 75% better with my face covered. But she was super nice. And like she even said, "Hey, make sure to share the picture on the social medias and tag me." And we
yeah.
did that, and that was really cool. So Genocide got the win in that one, and then they announced kind of before the main event that she is now the number one contender for that Mission Pro Championship, which leads us to the actual main event. Tommy, if you want to take it from here, I'm sure you're happy and ecstatic, and I'll let you talk about it for a minute if you'd like.
Holly Dad beat Jasmine Allure. Best thing of the night. Well, one of. So yeah. No, but to Jasmine Allure's credit, it started off intense, stayed intense the whole way through the match. Very, very smart wrestling from Jasmine Allure that, but it's hard to counter the power of Holly Dead, man. She did and you said it about her, about Kylan, about Genocide. How are these women not on a weekly TV screen?
Yeah,
Is
seriously.
beyond all of us. It's and you're right. It's like I don't understand how they're not a fixture in someone's company that's televised weekly because they are just like so impressive, so powerful, so strong. And it's just like I could see them like having like their own like what their what's that team in Japan, Strong Machines. Yeah, they could be like a trio just called
Yes,
themselves the
I
Strong
know
Machines.
what that was called, Tommy. I'm the Japan expert here.
Anyway,
Thanks.
moving on. But yeah, but it's like it's like every time I see Holly Dead live, it's like I don't get who hasn't signed her. Of course, I've been saying that
Yeah.
about La Rosa Negra for like the past 10 years. So spinning wheels, I guess. But it's like you see these incredible wrestlers, and you're just like, how can you not sign these people? But then again, I'm also kind of selfish, and I like seeing La Rosa Negra at live shows. So then again,
Sure.
it's a monkey's paw kind of a wish to come true,
Yeah. And we got Jason here in the chat agreeing exactly with what you say. I still don't know how Rosa's not signed by anyone.
I've never understood this. It's like, especially now she's in Mission Pro and like people see her, like, how do they not see that how good she is? I don't understand that.
Right. Right there with you. And again, like I said with Holly did the first time I saw her live last time. I mean, she's got the presence. Really, like all three of all of them we talked about. And listen to what I say, because I think you're gonna think I'm insulting someone that I'm a big fan of. What I'm not. Holly Dead, Genocide, and Kylan have a presence because they're kind of taller, bigger, not like big, but they have a presence about them that I would put against anybody in WWE, anybody in AEW. I mean, Holly Dead Rhea Ripley. Could you imagine?
Holly
Yes,
Dead Rhea
please.
Ripley would I mean, you think the thirst level on the internet for Rhea is high now? I mean, can you? I mean, I keep flashing back to this clip because it was so funny. Killer Kelly just really made me. I already knew who she was, but that made her immortal in my mind when she's getting choked out by Savannah Evans. And now all I can think is when she grabbed her other hand and just like was real smile, like, yeah. I was like, I can imagine Holly doing so, and I'm surprised Holly. I would be surprised if there was a clip of Holly doing that somewhere. Like, yeah, Holly, I'm gonna choke you. Yeah, you are. Like, whoa. I did not sign up for this.
Okay, so hang tight for a second, Tommy. Here's the other video. So I tweeted.
Oh.
I'll let it play real quick so people can watch. Oh, you see my reaction. You see my arm go up in the air right in front of us. Cut her from the apron. Just incredible. I'll watch it one more time. I'll watch it several times. The best part about this, though, was I tweeted at Mission Pro because they kind of sent all these. They had been sending all these different videos over their social media, tweeting, Instagram, those different things. So I just tweeted them and I was like, "Hey, can y'all share the video of the cutter from the Jasmine hit on Holiday? It was a pretty sick move." And of all people, Holiday shared the video saying, "I don't like to give her credit very often, but." She brought it for the main event. And so kind of coming back to that with Jasmine, she's young too. She's only like 22, if I remember correctly, 22, 23. But she brought the fight like that. Yeah. That clip that Ted's showing again. This is how the match started. You can see Holiday making her entrance, and then Jasmine just attacks, falls into B Ninja's knees. He's okay though. I think he can walk. But yeah, so when I talk about Holiday, Kylan, and Genocide, they have that presence because I feel like they have an imposing figure and they have a little more. They've been around a little bit longer in wrestling. Jasmine's kind of young, but you can see if you go to title match, if you sign up and go back and watch the event, she can hang in the ring with anybody. You can put her in the ring with Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker. Put her in the ring with Bailey, with Charlotte. She'll give you a match. I know she was on main event a month or two ago against. Crap, I was going to say Nia Jax, but it's not Nia Jax. It's
Nyla Rose.
No. Was it
the
Uso cousin? Tamina. She was against Tamina when Raw.
I'm tired. I'm sorry.
I don't feel bad. When they came back through here, I know she had a main event match. So all of those, like you said, all of those, and even more that are on the card that we haven't seen yet. All of them have so much potential. It was an amazing show. And then after that main event, Holiday knows that her number one contender is Genocide. And all of a sudden, these people bring out a casket because apparently...
Which, by the way, actually scared me. I'm not kidding. That actually scared me.
So, apparently, as far as Mission Pro goes, this would be the third match between Holiday and Genocide. Of course, they're 1-1. So, how better to settle the score, if you will, than with a casket match. By the way, the people that brought out the casket did a really good job of staying straight face the whole time, because several times as they were leaving, I asked if I could have that 8x10 that you see there in the casket, because it was just a genocide 8x10, and I didn't know if they were going to do anything with it. So I was like, hey, can I have it? But didn't respond. So I did wind up, of course, paying for an actual 8x10, getting it signed, which I believe, if I'm looking behind me correctly, is over my shoulder up here is the genocide 8x10, which, by the way, I have several 8x10s around me, and the Mission Pro VIP poster, which I know is kind of hard to see with the reflection of the light. But I got that thing mounted and put there on my wall. It looks amazing. Yeah. So, I mean, I think we could sit here and continue talking about Saturday night over and over and over. But any closing thoughts about that?
It was that great a show.
Yeah, it really was.
Oh,
go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was gonna say, just start to finish. It was just, and also maybe because it's the first time I've been to a show, and I've been to a show the week before, but we've been waiting so long for this Mission Pro show. I mean, like you said, we bought the tickets months ago, and it was so good. Quick note: my stepdaughter's boyfriend, he had never been to a wrestling show ever before.
Really?
That was his very, very first show. And he was in awe the whole time. They loved it so much. I actually did have to get 4 tickets for next show for all of them. So we're all going again.
So I guess someone's working extra hours at the.
Yeah. This HEB.
Jason joining in. Exactly. Jasmine, Maddie, Genocide, Renegade Twins. They weren't even there at the show. They're starting to become a more permanent fixture on Dark and Dark Elevation. Yeah, they can all go. So,
for sure.
When you go to a Mission Pro show, you're getting quality. You're getting a good mixture of talent that is established, that you're going to get a good matches out of. But you also get some of that young talent. Hybrids sending some of their people through there, and also, like we said, Mia Friday, this was her first show there. The Goons of Scenic City, this was their first show there. I know last show in April, there were some people, I think it was Davian and I think Ava Scott were a tag team against the Renegade Twins. They had a really good showing, and I've started following them on social media a while ago. So you're always going to get quality out of MPW. From people I heard over there and stuff. Thunder Rosa just working her butt off the whole time, along with her team and stuff. Just working their butts off the whole day with that show, making sure everything goes as well as possible. Apparently, there was also a slight malfunction on Title Match itself during the stream. And apparently the live stream went down for a little bit. I think maybe during the Kylan Genocide match was unfortunate. But apparently they got it back up. And if you get Title Match, you can always go back and watch it later. So that's also available as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So there's another picture of all of us as well. Tommy, his crew, B Ninja, and Jason joining us there.
Good times, great memories.
Yeah. All right. So if you do remember, we did make picks last week for this. So we'll go through that real quick. Me and JC actually went 3-2 of what we picked. And Tommy, your person won the main event. You tested it.
I finally
5-0.
Finally pulled the
Congratulations.
Yep.
Amen, brother. Yes, Jason, definitely great crew. It was nice to really meet you for that first time.
Yeah,
there.
for sure.
Had a blast. But yeah, so Tommy going 5-0.
Yeah,
all right.
I was actually shocked. I was like, I thought I got one wrong, and I was like, oh no, sweet, I went 5-0.
Hey, go with what JC has here, man. He does the math for it.
Yes, anyway.
We never go back and double check. Oh no, that's not true. There's a few times I was like, wait, I think I did better. So yeah, sometimes we do care about that. We're not gonna lie.
Yeah, sometimes we do, but we're definitely not doing it now.
All right. So JC has on our notes here, we should give a WrestleCast rating.
I will say my wife wanted to give a raise. She said 4.7, but only because she said she is worried that her shoulder's been bothering her, so she has like some slight pain. So she was worried that hampered it, but she said she'd give us a 4.7. But for you and me, should we even bother pretending like we're not going to give it a 5?
Yeah, I'm glad we're on the same page. Yeah, this was clearly a 5. You want to call us biased because of the experience? Go right ahead, because you're 100% correct. As biased as me giving Claudio coming back a 5 or things like that, yes.
Thank you. Because I was going to say, look, the Rosa Negro's on the show, automatically that makes it a 4. Because the rest of the show could have sucked. Yeah, La Rosa Negro was there for 5 minutes. It's a 4 me. But again, the whole show was just good, top to bottom. It was just a solid show, and I really do feel like live experiences make a difference. It's like
without a doubt.
It's like any WrestleMania you've ever been to. It's like people who watch say it wasn't that great, but for us being there, it was pretty great. So
yeah, WrestleMania 32 was still such a great experience.
Yeah, that was a great show.
Yeah, like I know a lot of people who, like you said, who watched it. Who watched the pay-per-view 32 didn't like it as much, but being there, like seeing Zack Ryder in that first match win it out of nowhere, really great. Jason, the men's matches were amazing too. I don't know if you heard the whole show, but we were talking about Casey Blackrose and JJ Garrett, Simon Miller, of course, Baby Goldberg, the pre-show match, like Tommy said, set the tone. And it was just on fire from there. And then, of course, the 8-man. So much. I love the 8-man because it was a mixture of the fun comedy stuff, and then when they need to wrestle, they wrestled. And I love the Texas Treats kind of just pulling off these veteran moves that some of these guys haven't seen before or pulled off before. That was really fun. So again, from both of us, clearly a 5. An amazing show.
Yeah.
Probably more money than I could do on 8x10s and pictures, but well worth it. So.
Oh yeah. I spent because So quick story about my wife and La Rosa Negra before we conclude this. So at the last show we were at, she was at, and La Rosa Negra was asking where my wife was, and she made me record a video to tell her to come to this show. So she came to the show. And so we spent like so much money at La Rosa Negra's table. Again, not a complaint. I'll happily do it again. If she's here in September, I absolutely will do it again. Stop me. I dare you. Anyway,
no.
So it's one of the things where this is where I'm always glad to have the promotion and be a second job, because I like supporting pro wrestling and pro wrestlers. Especially, besides all the silliness and everything, it's like they do so much, and it's so great to see them live. And you want to be like, support them by just coming to the show. I mean, yeah, they appreciate that too. But if you could buy their merch, try and help them out.
Definitely. I was trying to support them. Mission Pro is in the chat. Thanks for the support. No, thank you for the experience.
Oh, snap! We have achieved greatness.
No, we have not lied about anything we have said tonight. I don't know if you've been watching the whole time or not, but it was an amazing experience, and we will shout your names to the rooftop. If you provide us with an experience that we really enjoy, we have no problem sharing that with the world and telling people what was it about, because it was an amazing experience. We had so much fun. For those of you who may not know, I'm a teacher. We just went to back to school on Monday, and there I was in my lunch period, after teaching the 4 periods for a couple, the first time in a few months, sitting there going, wish I was back there Saturday night. So much fun. Just an amazing experience. So thank you, Mission Pro. Speaking of which, we will then, of course, be there at the next show, which is MPW's Welcome to the Jungle, September 17th. So not that far away, less than a month now. And as we said, we know right away that the main event is Holodead versus Genocide in a casket match. Maybe Bougie Reality versus Danny B
and Charity Kane.
And Charity King. So possibly. Yeah, Brian, we did enjoy it. Brian Cervantes also jumping in here. It was a pleasure.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, so for those of you who may have been watching it on Title Match, there were a few times during the night where they had to kind of see if we could find open seats because there were just people having to stand. Jason got your tickets too. Mission Pro and Brian, if you can put us in the exact same place we were the last show, that would be perfect. I'm not
I'm
usually one
already
who
trying.
likes.
Yeah,
I'm not usually one
yeah.
who
I'm,
likes to
I'm
be on
trying to hit him
camera,
up
but
about that.
seeing my big head and all those video clips was kind of cool. So
Yeah. I'm trying. I'm already trying to hit him up about that.
no, but we appreciate it. Again, great show. So yeah, the next show is Welcome to the Jungle, September 17th at the Salvation Army Mission Corps. Same place this show was. VIP doors open at 5. Show starts at 6. Stream it on the Title Match Network and go to missionprowrestling.com for information about that. And the
Yeah.
WrestleCast definitely wants to be involved with that as much as we can. So
Yeah.
yeah, we look forward to that.
Brian, you are a god among men. Well, one of us will hit you up.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, here we go. So I wanted to talk about this real quick. Okay. This picture was me getting an 8x10 with Holiday, I believe. I think it was Holiday, and she pulled in La Rosa Negra, and because I took a picture with her, and she's like, "Hold on," and I was like, "Okay, sure." And then they're making faces, so I got to stick my tongue out. And again, just kind of coming back to it, I like we're hyping it up, but I have been a wrestling fan for I'm 41, and pretty much since I was like 3 or 4, my parents told me they showed me wrestling, and I loved it. And I've never really had a time where I stopped. A lot of people will talk about when they get to a certain age, they stop watching it, and then they maybe come back to it at a later time. That never really happened for me.
Yeah.
I love my older sister. I'm not trying to call her out, but at a certain age, she did try to tell me it was fake and show me like with the VCR that had slow mo. They're like, look, they're not even hitting them. It didn't work. Sorry, sis. I love you, but I still watch it. My younger sister, she'll watch it because she got in because of the Bella twins. I'll take it. But her and her husband will watch it with their new baby, who's about 7-8 months old now. So we're going to get him started young. But the reason I asked about this picture is because those are the kind of experience like Tommy was talking about, where live interactions, meeting the people, going to their merch stand. We've been to a lot of shows. Honestly, the majority of them are super cool because yeah, they're trying to sell their stuff. They want to make those interactions with you. And honestly, most of them just see like real cool people. In all the times we've gone to shows, Tommy, I don't know, what you can speak on. I can't remember many times where there was someone selling merch who you kind of came away like, that was not a good interaction. This is the kind of stuff. They're just having fun. You can tell the kind of people they are. The VIP experience was great. All the pictures I had were great. Like I said, covering my face with genocide makes me laugh.
Yeah,
I'll also tell you.
I got to post on mine, but I just haven't got to yet.
So after the show, we were going back to do stuff. I went back to Jasmine's table, and look, I got a Jasmine Allure 8x10 last time, and I wasn't planning on getting one, but I did want to go like congratulate her and tell her she did well in the main event. But then I thought it would be weird to just go over there and like tell her that and not buy something.
Yeah.
So I bought another 8x10. It's the one above me. I have no problem supporting that. And there's me and Jasmine Allure, right? Top tier talent. I don't care what you say, Tommy. She may have came up short, but like the tweet I put out with this picture and with her being helped to the back, like we've said about all these people, they're on their way to big and better things. They're doing big and great things right now. We just hope that they can get that kind of national, worldwide exposure that they deserve. But she was really cool about stuff too. And I also think that Tommy might have thrown her off her game. I think that's to have a sign in front of your face like that, just very rude, kind of throw you off. You You were distracting her all. Oh, Jason.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jason. First of all, she ripped my sign. Let's just be clear about that.
I thought what she said is she was going to give part of it to you and part of it to your wife. I thought she was trying to let y'all both have a piece of it. I thought that's what happened. Yeah, again, we come back to this video. You can clearly see me trying to not associate with Tommy here. But Tommy, we could go to Mission Pro social media over the past from this show and the last show, and your harassment of her, I think that clearly throws her off her game. Maybe Mission Pro, next time, Jasmine versus the champ, Tommy barred from ringside. I think we have something here. We may have to get on this.
Okay. Technically, I'm not ringside. I'm front row. Let's just make that clear first off. Secondly, if I'm going to get barred from every wrestling show because I distract the wrestlers, I might as well never go to an indie show in Texas ever again.
Yeah, that's the most honest thing. Yeah, no, you're not wrong about that, actually.
There you go. See?
Yeah, fair enough.
It's not just her. She's not the only one.
No. Oh, God, you... who was it early in the show that you're like, you think I'm scared of you?
Oh, that was Nova Phoenix. I said to her, it's like, I'm not afraid of you. I work at HEB. That came to my brain before I could even stop it. I just didn't even realize that was coming. I said, I'm not scared of you. I work at HEB.
Yeah, but in all fairness, oh no, I won't say it out loud so people will find out. But I was like, you work at a kind of fancy one.
I do? Oh, okay, cool.
Well, maybe it was at one point.
Yeah, that must have been about 10 years ago.
All right, so in all seriousness, we could go on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
But we'll kind of come to a close here. So any other general wrestling news before we get to our 1 minute warning?
I do have one thing, but it's part of my 1 minute warning. So
okay. So I get to be the host. Do you want to do your 1 minute? Whoa!
He did that fast.
Give us a warning. Start the 1 minute. No. Tommy, you want to do yours first then?
Yeah. Yeah. It's New Japan related.
10 on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay, so G1 Climax, we have, and it is the Rainmaker, Okada Kazuchika, and he, do whatever you want to do. But Jonah is challenging, by the way, for the Wrestle Kingdom main event rights. But I like what he said. He said he wanted to win it this year to make it clear that he doesn't want it to be looked at as just a stepping stone to the world title. You know, he wants the G1 to again be remembered as that once a year thing. It's like you can be champion multiple times, you can even be G1 champion multiple times, but to be G1 Climax winner is a lot to do that because you're a lot of days. So I liked how he said that, how he put it. That he's trying to really point out is because the number list of G1 me is really a hoot, like really great pro wrestlers. I also include that because Ruki Goto won it, and I wish Goto would win a world title for the love of God, and he never has. At this point, can he challenge Cesaro? And like, can I have that dream match, please? Because just want Goto to win a world title. Just damn. So. Anyway,
so the G1 was apparently won by Okada, aka 2016 Roman Reigns, aka 2009 John Cena. That's cool. I get it. Cena wins, lol. Reigns wins, lol. Right? That's how it goes.
The rage I feel, sir.
I know. Okay. Countdown to myself. 3, 2, 1. Did you think we were going to get through a show without me actually talking about Bayley or Claudio? Come on. Yes, Mission Pro Wrestling was an amazing show, and I'll talk about that all day. But I do got to get in my Bayley and Claudio talk here. Love what Bayley is doing with Control, I guess. I don't know if they've actually said the name. I know she tweeted that out. But just love what she's doing. She had a good match with Aaliyah on Monday Night Raw. Her first match officially back, I think, looked amazing. And then Claudio facing Dustin Rhodes this coming Rampage. That should be a heck of a match. We know Dustin doesn't wrestle often in AEW, but when he does, he puts everything into it. And that man has probably forgotten more about pro wrestling than most of us will ever know. So yeah, looking forward to that match this Friday. Bailey and Claudio, my two favorites of all time right now, or at least right now. So looking forward to them over the next couple of weeks, as always. Jason, in here before we go, Goto deserves it. I can't believe Evil has been IWGP champion and not Goto. Tommy?
Man, look, the level of agree I have with that comment, Jason knows me, man. He knows how I feel about Goto. And yeah, Evil's won it. Look, I would be okay if there are two guys who I would be okay if they have a 1 month reign and never win it again. Goto and Ishii. If they can just win the belt for a month, lose it to Jay White, Okada, Tanahashi, Kenta, Tamatonga. Screw it, Toru Yano. I don't care. Let them have it for a month. Oh, a month. Just so they can say they have Yeah, well, if JC was here, he'd say
JC's going to jump in the chat because he just heard you say that.
Yeah, he would want Toru Yano to hold it for ever. Literally never ever lose the belt. They'd have to retire the
JC's going to be like, I don't care if I have 103-degree fever. I agree.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's not that sick, actually. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I hope not. But yeah.
All right, so I think that is our show for this week. So guys, please remember to follow us on Twitter at @CCG_WrestleCast and it's right somewhere here on YouTube at the Countdown City Geeks YouTube channel. Also find us on Facebook and other social medias. You can also find me and Tommy now under WrestleCast specific Twitter as well. So I am at CCG_Big Mike, which some of you, especially if you're involved with Mission Pro and the people that we hang out with, have seen that over the weekend. And I believe, Tommy, you just created a new one for yourself, which is CCG_Tommy.
Yeah, the CCG_Tommy. I was just adding a whole bunch of people while we were talking actually onto it. So yeah. So just go follow me there. I'll also be posting both places. I'll probably retweet the exact same thing on both accounts. So yeah,
right.
It's just another place to find me. For the WrestleCast, specifically Geekcast, whatever we do for both. But yeah, I'm always out there talking about wrestling, writing, anime, cartoons, music. Y'all know how I do.
So we'll tell them the story real quick because I think we talked about it on the show when it happened back during quarantine. About 2 years ago when Retribution hit WWE.
Oh, was that their name? I legitimately couldn't remember.
I had to think for a second. I kept making the joke about calling them Disruption and stuff. And then we were making fun of the names that they had, like Mace and T-Bar. And what was Mia Yim's name? Because they're called Retribution. She was like Reckoning or something like that.
She was Reckoning, I think.
Right. So we were joking about that. And we made Twitter accounts for Disruption. And I was, what was I, like Alan Wrench?
Yeah, you were Alan Wrench.
Finder, and you were Taper.
I was MP3. I was MP3 player.
Yeah. So
it was so stupid.
I had those second Twitter accounts. We were just joking around for a little bit, and then they stayed dormant for almost 2 years. And so as we were leading up to Mission Pro, I was like, you know what? Maybe it'd be good if we had a Twitter specifically attached to the WrestleCast or the Countdown City Geekcast. Not that I mind tweeting personal stuff from but it's kind of to specifically go through stuff that we do here with the WrestleCast and when we join the Geekcast. So we have there, and I don't know if JC's gonna do one of his own because JC normally runs the WrestleCast specific Twitter. But we'll see about that. We'll let you know next week. Speaking of next week, on the show, kind of a busy show. We have 2 shows to preview. We're going to be previewing WWE Clash at the Castle, which is the pay-per-view of WWE taking place in England. Or is it Wales? I think it's in Wales, actually. And also AEW All Out. So big ramifications from tomorrow night's Dynamite. Do we get a do Punk or Moxley walk out with both belts? Is there some sort of interference? Do we have the rematch at All Out? We'll find
Is
out what
everyone going to
happens.
quit the company because that's what's been said? So
Has Punk run everyone off? Possibly. No, I was kidding. All right, guys, but that's what we're going to be looking at next week. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for all of those that were there with us at Mission Pro. Thanks for Mission Pro again, you guys, Brian. We really appreciate. Also, Victor, who I was in contact with some stuff during there. Thank you all very much for everything. Thunder Rosa, thank you as well. Yes, thank you for watching. So for everyone here at Countdown City WrestleCast, remember, ladies and gentlemen, pro wrestling is real. People are fake. Boom. Adios, Gunther. Hey! Thank you for watching the Claudio Cast. Touchdown, Fed. Boom.